What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new Ransom project entitled This Life Made Me. Duffel Bag Ran. He's back at it with his second release of the year. This follows his very dope No Rest for the Wicked project, which came out in the spring of 2022. So when Ransom drops, it's become a guarantee at this point that he will provide the listener with a full course lyrical meal. And he has been on this consistent run since 2020 when he was sort of reintroduced to the underground rap game, or you could say this is when his second run began. Now, this new project, This Life Made Me, was produced entirely by Mayor and Jamz, who also did some production on his No Rest for the Wicked album. It contains 6 songs lasting approximately 20 minutes. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. The first song, Pain is Glory, is set to an elegant and atmospheric soul beat. Early on, he declares himself as the modern day Michelangelo. There are plenty of quotables to go around, but I really dug the following. So never could I pretend hater was just selling yay and had fiends lighting up stems player. Born to terror was robbing all of my friends' neighbors. Put locks on the jewels, but thanks for giving us gems, Jada. It's the fabulous wordplay in these double entendres from Rand that really stuck out. So yeah, as a whole, it was a dope opener with sleek production. Track 2 is Ignorance, which is built around an orchestral boom bap beat. The strings are lush and the drums are punchy. On here, Ransom cleverly blends ignorance with deep street wisdom, but the ignorance is mainly on the hook when he talks about having that ignorant shit that you love. The opening lines really reflect his crisp and vivid pen game. A bottle of Glenlivet's, my pen pivots. They don't want to hear your pretend lyrics. They want to hear me touch the roots of souls and ascend spirits. He gets philosophical with the following bars. What's a world war to a lost soldier? I'm more concerned with his mind state when the war's over. These kinds of things you dudes gloss over. And this is true since Rand does make it a point in his lyrics to highlight things that the average rapper might gloss over. I also like the spiritual gem, what the Lord do when he called Moses, never conceded the mission. He had to walk through water so you could see the division. Track 3 has a glorious but vintage sounding backdrop. It's not as attractive as Nicholas Craven's crate digging, but it gets the job done. It was on here where Rand does some heavy jewel dropping and talks about his power to heal. There are a ton of one-liners jumping out left and right, but some of the standout ones with real meaning include never tuck a hot pistol that could cause flesh to burn. When the love was never there, they appear less concerned. And I don't think that they hear me. Understand that I could love a dude to death, but speak to him sparingly. He has some boastful and clever ones too, like the only capping I'm doing is starting my text in Twitter, and more raunchy ones like if life's a bitch, I'm gonna fuck her until her legs quiver. I also dug the Rock Him reference with his conscience won't let him live. We rocked him like Eric B. I could keep going, but just know that he was really blessing listeners with some street scripture. Now, track 4, Last Gasp, I had already discussed on the recent 38 Special review. Yes, this contains a striking soul sample, and Ransom provided a stellar verse, but I'm not gonna lie, I was slightly disappointed to see this song on the album since it did belong on the 38 Special project first, and I already heard it a bunch of times. However, this does tend to happen in hip-hop every now and then where artists who are close share songs on each other's albums. This really hasn't happened in a while, as it was a bigger thing in the 90s and 2000s. Track 4, The World Is Yours, has more of an upbeat and rock tinged instrumental with some 80s sounding synths worked in, which does seem to fit his Scarface references. It's not a bad beat at all, but it just sounded just a bit flat to me for some reason. I like Ransom's line about Southern dudes trying to chop and screw us, and he does also do some grown man boasting with bars like, we don't do the clubs. You make it rain, we gonna drench the bitch. I'd rather take my wife on expensive trips and we send some pics. So he's doing his best to separate himself from what the crowd of other rappers do. But as a whole, it's another solid record with crisp lyricism. Then this project wraps up with Purge Night featuring Havoc. The organs and spooky keys give it that hoodie music, hell on earth feel. I would consider this to be the dopest beat on the project by far. Ransom has a slick paid in full reference with sort of like AZ, I stay flee because dudes get shot every day, B. I also dug the punchline, I'm trying to stay free, but Jersey is a no flex zone, so them choppers be the size of Sway Lee. Ransom definitely dropped a dope verse, and Havoc didn't disappoint either. I mean, the hook was definitely inspired from the Prodigy line on Hell on Earth. We flush through your clique, get purged. Yeah, I think the hip hop world could really benefit from a Havoc and Ransom project soon. Overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics, even though it's short. Ransom manages to make every song count with his dense lyricism. Every song has a handful of quotables that you could learn something from or stimulate your brain somehow. In terms of the production, I feel Mayer and Ty Jamz do a solid job and offer up some nice variety to the instrumentals. Now, perhaps one could argue that the production is not on the level of Nicholas Craven's, but I did enjoy more of the drum presence that we got from these two gentlemen. Yeah, it's another strong and consistent release that demonstrates why Ransom continues to be one of the best lyricists in the game. My favorite tracks include Pain is Glory, Ignorance, The Prophecy, and Purge Night. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Ransom, this life made me one.